Hi, I'm Libby from Pavis and Games, and obviously I'm here in England. And what spirit is England known for? Well, gin. So I'm going into the Spirit of Manchester Distillery to find out all about how they make it. Here at the Spirit of Manchester Distillery, you might recognise this if you've ever bought the column steel. They mainly produce gin here. You're putting in all of the alcohol and the fruit and everything here. All that vapour is going up there, coming in across, getting cooled down this system here to come out as very strong alcohol, which then has to get watered down to then get bottled to be delicious and drinkable. So we all know when we play Distilled, we're taking the top card off and we're taking the bottom card off. And that's true here in the Spirit of Manchester. In their gin distiller, they don't use the bottom section, they don't use the top section. This is the best bit of the drink. We've still got the dregs at the bottom. We've still got the sort of toxic top, not great, hasn't infused the flavors as well section. So this mid section, when we're flitting away those cards from the top and bottom as we're playing the game, that's where all the magic happens. The process for making vodka is actually exactly the same as making gin. But for gin, you're also going to need to have the most heavy flavoring being those juniper berries. That's what qualifies it for being a gin. And interestingly, you kind of think, oh, well, if I have a pink gin, it's probably going to have some sort of fruit flavoring in it. And that fruit, be it raspberry, strawberry, whatever, that must be what makes it that pink color. But no, when the process of distilling happens, that vapor is entirely clear, no matter what kind of fruit or other components have gone into that distill. And so all of that color that you expect in a raspberry gin hasn't come from those raspberries themselves. It's come at the end when they add a sugar syrup to add that extra little bit of sweetness and that coloring that we all know and expect from a fruit, a pink flavored gin. When making gin specifically, of course, we've got those juniper berries there, but they often also have coriander seed and angelica. And then if you want a flavored gin, you could add any of these many flavors. We might imagine just raspberries, orange peels, fruit peels going in just as they are. They're often the dried versions, and this allows for a consistency and also to get much more flavor out of that ingredient because you're not losing all of that water that it inherently has in it. And of course, the best way to find out how good the gin is at the Manchester Distillery is to sample it. And like all good distilleries, they have a bar. And guess what? This one serves cocktails, and you'll find more about our cocktails expansion in the coming weeks. Cheers. We have had a lovely afternoon here at the Spirit of Manchester Distillery, learning all about how they make their gin and of course those few other spirits there as well. We hope that that relates to how you play the game of Distilled and you can understand how those mechanisms line up with how it works in the real world. Of course, we couldn't leave the distillery without a little something to help us along the way, and we'll be taking a sip of this next time we play the game.